All right, guys, I'm going to get started here a little bit early. Testing, 1, 2, 3. The volume looks to be good. So really quickly, I am suspended until Friday evening on TikTok. So we're only on YouTube tonight. I know not really many people are watching right now, but as people can rewatch it later. So I'm just going to get started here. I have a few things I want to go over. And now actually, I usually don't do this, but actually tonight, I want to look at GameStop, the stock. And I want to look at that, so just a second. I want to look at that because I'm considering putting a put on that. It's kind of a gamble, so I usually stay away from the stock market, but hey. All right, let me get started on Bitcoin here on the daily chart and go from there. All right, so the daily chart right now on Bitcoin is currently at $43,000, right above that. Well, I guess 42K was the support, really. Our next target to the upside is going to be that 45.8. That's where our next fib is. That's where I think that says the 382. What fib is that? Yeah, the 382. Yeah, that's a 382 fib right there at $45,900. So that's kind of the next target for Bitcoin. If we did get to 45.9, that would be a higher high. The last high. Well, actually, let me zoom in really quick and see where the last high was. Last high was $45,800 basically. So if we got to 46K, that would be a higher high barely, but that would be bullish still, and that would confirm that we're still in an uptrend. And as long as you don't go below the last local low, which was 33,000. So I need the last local low after that, which was probably the last local low was $36,400. We'll say as long as you don't fall below that level, we're still bullish, and we can confirm that we're still in an uptrend. So as long as you stay above 36.5, we're still bullish. And if the local bottom is already in around 42K, then our next target would be a higher high around $46,000 to $47,000. I do know at $47,000 we have resistance up here. So be aware of that. I don't have the line drawn. I had to redo my chart. But 47K would be the next resistance. But the next fib is at 46K, where you got rejected off of a few days ago. So that's how Bitcoin's looking. I'm really bullish on it. I think the uptrend is still intact. And I would say worst case scenario, we go to 37K and get the bounce. The last low was 36.4. And I still think we're in an uptrend, so I don't see us losing 37K, because if we did, that'd be really bearish. So with that being said, I'm going to go over to JASMY. I did just make an update video on this. So this will be really quick video on JASMY. And I did just post that, so if you guys just want to see JASMY, go over to that. But anyways, JASMY, I think we're going down to 2.2. Because unless 2.8 holds, you're gonna go down to you did get a small bounce off 2.8, but a very small one. If you don't hold 2.8, 2.2 is the next target down here. Wait, hold on, not 2.2, 1.2 is the next target. Okay, well I think we probably maybe need to. So if this was the local bottom, it's saying 1.5 is the next target. That'd be a 50% drop. I need to do the. Yeah, I don't think you fall 50%. Long term, 1.5 could be the target if it doesn't really, if they keep dumping coins into circulation. Now this year they haven't done that yet, but if you don't want to use the wicks on the daily chart, the next local bottom would be 1.68 or 1.7, and I mean that's more realistic, but that's still like a 40-some% drop. So even that I think is doubtful. But yeah, if you don't hold 2.8. Your next target probably really would be 1.7 down here. So that's kind of how JASMY looks. I'm not very bullish on JASMY right now. I'm going to go over to ElonOne. And I think the price of that is doing really badly, but let's just look at it. I'm curious. It's at 16.69. Had a small bounce, but it doesn't look very good right now. Long term, still very bullish on it. Just short term, until we'll launch, I don't think it's going to do anything. So I don't know who's calling me. So long term, I'm very bullish on ElonOne, but until we launch, I don't think the price is going to go up at all. So that's how that's looking. I'm going to go see how the Fear and Greed Index is doing. That's currently at 46, so we're in fear. We're still in fear, barely. I think anything below 50 is in fear. So that's a really good, right now it's a really good time to buy. I'm gonna look at VVS. If there's any requests, let me know. I don't know if anyone's watching, but most people probably watch on TikTok. And also, I usually go live an hour earlier, so that probably didn't help either. But right now VVS is doing pretty bad. So I'm going to go over now to GameStop, and I want to see. Probably need to go to the stock market. I was curious about this. Let me just go through here. So this is the weekly chart for GameStop. So I was considering putting a put in this, which means I'm betting the price will go down, and it's pretty much 100x leverage. So if the price goes up at all, I'm kind of screwed. Say right now the price is worth $120, so it's down $2 for the day. And if it's down $2 from $122, that's a 1.6% move to the downside. But because you're doing 100x leverage, basically when you do a call or a put, that means you would have been up, is that right? 1.6x your money for going down 2%. That could be right. But yeah, so I am bearish on GameStop right now. Obviously, leverage trading is doing calls and puts is really dangerous. Not recommending it, but I do think it just looks bad. So this is obviously right. If you guys watch my TA, I don't talk about it a lot, but what I do. So local low up here was around the 7th of September was around $150. Then you had a high up here, which is a lower high from up here. So your last high was before you had that local low. You were at 290. Then you had a dip, lower low, because that's lower. Well, actually, that is a higher low. But then you had a lower high right here. So your last high was 290. Then your next one was 250. And now you definitely have put in a lower low right here at 80. Or, well, the low was $90. So you definitely are due probably for a rally, but I would say, you know, when you get up here to 200 and above, that's when you want to look for puts on it, on GameStop. Yeah, that's just probably what I'll be doing. Not financial advice. It's definitely not financial advice because I know much less about the stock market than what I know with crypto. But I just know, I'm looking at how this chart looks. I would say when you get close, if you have another rally back to $200, which you very well might, but around $200, I would be looking for a pullback. And if it does get to $200 and it starts to look weak again, I would be looking for a put. And if I get into one, I'll let you guys know. I don't recommend you follow what I do because it's extremely risky. But that's kind of how it's looking. So I do want to put a put on GameStop here in the next few weeks, depending on how it looks. But it probably is due for a rally up a little bit because look at the 3-day chart. The 3-day chart on the MACD is also reversing to the upside. The daily chart is reversing to the up. Well, actually, the daily chart is having a small pullback. We'll see how that continues. The 6-hour chart, how's that looking? That's going down too. So maybe, wow. Well, if that was the high right there, if that was really the top, that'd be definitely a lower low because the last local high was 250, and for this to be the next local high right here at 130 would be a humongous drop. So I think it could still keep going up a little bit higher, but I don't see it going back above 250. So that's kind of how it's looking right now. You definitely still have support down here at $63. That's also definitely a local low at $100, right on the dot. And you have definitely some support right there at 150, which is obviously now going to be resistance. So maybe 150 is where you reverse. If you break that, then I would look for probably $200. At $200, I would definitely be looking to take a put option. So with that being said, that's kind of the wrap on that. I'm going to set an alert at some price levels. So we'll do one. What's the price right now? I'm going to do an alert at $100. And I don't. Okay, so $100, because right now we're at 120. And I'll also do 150. So if it goes down, I'll get an alert. If it goes up, I'll get an alert. I don't know what once per bar means. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but those are where my alerts are: 150, $100. And because if you get to 150, there's a little resistance there, and if you go down to 100, that's support. So maybe then I would do a call if it got down to 100 again. But we'll see what happens. I know I usually don't do this much analysis on the stock market, but I just thought it was a little interesting, and I'm gonna actually add this to my watch list as well. All right. So with that being said, I'm sure some people will watch this again later, but since no one's watching, there's no requests. That's kind of all I got. I'll see you guys in the next one, and we will still be live Friday, hopefully 8 p.m. Central Time. I might actually do it later, like at 8:30, because I know my suspension on TikTok ends at 8:30. So maybe I'll do it on Friday 8:30 versus 8 p.m. But with that being said, that's all I got. I'll see you guys sometime Friday. And until then, have a safe week and trade safe, and I'll see you guys really soon. I appreciate it if you guys would like this on your way out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.